This video is called The Sons of Seth-an, or Seth-an, or Seth-an, Seth-an, or Satan. The people who are concerned with looking better than everyone else, and that is their main concern, ultimately, so they can manipulate everyone. Manipulate. Late. Basically, you're late in understanding what's going on, so you're being manipulated. You see, the vast majority of people die without ever understanding what's going on, and anyone who doesn't go to heaven, right, isn't in the divine order, never truly understands what's going on. And the reason why this is a mixture between nature and nurture, and it has everything to do with the Spirit of God and natural, not genetically modified, natural brain function. Okay. So one must understand the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was to convince the masses of people not to submit to the martial art order. Okay, that it's okay to play stupid if they catch wind of what is going on is part of it. They're in the repetition of rape cult energy and defying God through the martial art order. And this has everything to do with who's revered naturally and why. All the wordplay, all the stories really just are about human nature, and they tell you what you know already. And whether you're good or evil is whether you seek to obey the martial art order or whether you defy it, and whether you play stupid, and so on and so forth. And that's why the Bible says, declare the glory of God from the rooftops, right? You don't light a lamp and put it under a bed. You put it, on a stand for all to see, and so on and so forth. Anyway, so the priest, at best, is a servant of the top martial artist. He's less than a true martial artist, and this has to do with spiritual power and heart. The priest is basically, in Western culture, for example, is basically a sage, right? He's not really telling you what you need to do to be right with God. He's helping put on a show. This is why Shu was also the god of wind, atmosphere, and light. He's showing you the light. He's not the source of light. He can be seen as another form of Lucifer, okay? If he does not show you in a way that causes you to submit to the divine order, right? To the best of his ability, okay, at least. Right, and he must submit. So if Shu does not submit, he is Lucifer, period, no matter what he does. And if he submits, obviously he has to show you in a way that is to the best of his ability, or he's doing the world wrong and he's being evil and so on and so forth. So anyway, so the Bible basically is a twist. If they simply made things backwards, people would figure it out. They're like, hey, wait a second. They're basically saying evil is good and good is evil. So what they do is they add a bunch of pagan, rape cult, deity ideas, right? The Elohim, right? Plural, right? The Elohim, right? Or Eloham, because it has everything to do with where these ideas clashed with Egypt, right? That's where the rebellion came in. That's where you get the Middle Eastern Anunnaki from Anu, right? Who ultimately came from Abzu and Tiamat. And that gives you the various deities, including a deity called the Avenger, Marduk. You have a deity called the Doctor. You have a deity called the Mighty Hunter. These are basically ideas that are twists and to make people feel like they're doing something when they're really despicable scum. So it's a plural twist. It's a polytheistic twist. It's also a dualistic twist, right? The idea that God is good and evil, okay, is thrown in there to confuse you because some things seem morally incorrect and you have to really think them through to get to the bottom of it, and you miss it if you don't put the Bible in its context, its historical context. You get conned, okay, if you don't put it in its historical context. So basically, Set is a geek, right? He's a non-martial artist geek reacting to the martial art order and losing to Horus. Okay, so you basically have a bunch of rape cults. When they say the sons of God, right? They're not talking about the sons of the true creator God. They're talking about the sons of Set and Baal, the Elohim, right? The sons of the gods, plural, which were the pagan rape cult gods they're referring to. The Bible is by Baal, by the bull. It is a twist of truth so that mages and sages, as they have done, can abuse it. And there was a council of Constantine, right, called the council, Constantine, right, to con you, right? It gets you the chi rho, the P and the X, which is the chi, which is Ki, the Sumerian earth goddess. Let me just shoot through the rest of this. So, the sons of the devils, right? The demons, demos, peasant demos, meaning a deity of terror. The sons of the demons, right? The divi, right? The female demons in the Hindu culture. So the sons of the demons, okay? The gender-neutral demons, with all due respect, okay? The peasant demons, who usurped the martial art order by getting the masses of the people to go against this one cult, okay? The followers of Horus, okay? Saw the daughters of the people in the area and took the least wise of them, everyone who was willing to have their kids, with an emphasis on the most attractive, okay? And taught them how to be a magic card, astrology, astrology, which is another word for Ki, the Sumerian earth goddess, right? This worldly, profane perspective, and taught them how to be sophisticated, which is to be clever, cunning, in the absence of the Spirit of God. Okay, so they taught them these pathetic arts, and they had despicable forms of sex with them, void of spirit. And you better believe this is the foundation of Western culture. Set didn't just sit there twiddling his thumbs while all this was playing out. No, he was more advanced from the knowledge of Egypt and the Middle Eastern people. He brought it with the chariots and them to Greece through Crete, in a nutshell, right? Set is associated with Apep, who is the main deity in defiance. Apep can be seen as the ancient serpent, the devil, leading all the rebels astray. When Set becomes associated with Apep, he is now the devil. He is now the main devil idea. He is the jackal. First Baal, or bull, goes around the world bullying everybody as a colonist, with Serapis, who's a mix of Apis and Osiris. Apis, a bull deity, and Hades. Okay? They bully everybody. Then in comes the people that resemble elves and all the crypto people they've bred with, so they can then pretend that they are helping you with mental health and controlled opposition, especially counterculture bitch shit. And they dominate these things. And who doesn't see it that way? We see Israel, for example. Okay? We see the bankers and the Rothschilds. Who doesn't already know this? The trick isn't to convince you that's not going on. Almost nobody misses that. There's 5-year-olds that pick up on that. The trick is to get you to keep being a bitch. Okay? That's what they have you. Repetition. Rape I to shun. To keep being a rape call energy inspired and motivated bitch. That's where we get Ananke and chaos in the Greco-Roman system, and you have Anu, right, from Tiamat in the Sumerian system. Okay, Set brings them together. The seat of the chariot. That's why you have all these chariot deities, right? Hera and Helios, all these deities riding chariots, Apollo and so on and so forth. Okay, these are the chariots that came in with the Hyksos as well, who, also valued Set, right? Set. So it's also Min, Apep, and Set. Min for chemistry. You put them together. Min, Apep, Set. You do the interchangeable vowels. My nap upset. Okay? They want to be asleep because they're upset, because they're Greco-Roman, because they're worldly bitches, and then when they wipe out the bloodline of God, people are permanently asleep no matter what they do, whether they genetically modify themselves or not. So when they say human trafficking is human raw fucking, no, only in the sense that God created everything. He also created the profane ninnies that refuse to obey the martial arts order. Let's sink in for a moment. These are geeks. These are fraternity. Skull and bones. Rothschild-looking, sniveling Harry Potter bitches. They are geeks. They are Crowley-type geek. They are bitch. They are Aquino and Shrek. Weird, cartoon-faced scum. Psyop. Engineering trash. Okay? So what we see is we know who is who by the response to this thing. How are you responding? Are you responding with raise, pan, see? Are you like, I see all, and we need to unite? You know, night as in darkness. We need to eye darkness. We need to put on a blinder and play stupid about the martial art order and unite all the ill-gotten gains, children of the devil, against the puppets they have put up there for us to unite against. Right? Are you a stupid, sniveling slave, sex cult, rape cult, pushing pussy who sees it that way? That's a response, right? Forget the source, forget the whole point, the core of the sun, the Ra, and think in terms of rays and moon rays, and oh, there's a ray from my lamp, you know, oh, artificial light, oh, Lucifer, are you a Lucifer pan being napped backwards, you know, play on words for pun, panic, pandemonium, and so on and so forth, pandemic, okay? Pan being napped backwards, okay? Pin, right, pin them down and rape them and so on and so forth, right? You know, wine and so on and so forth, right? Erase pansy. Are you a Raz? P, the father, the penis, Ansi, the spirit of God through the masculine energy of his son. And how can you be a man if you take their side and not mine? How could you? Who are you submitting to and why? You are wearing a raise pan or pawn, C, thong. That is your response and your responsibility. Okay? What these words tell us what we already know. Who doesn't see it that way? Who doesn't know that the martial arts hero is to be more revered than a priest? Especially after they've been plugging kids in the butt all these years and playing, helping each other cover it up. The heart is the seat of intelligence. If for nothing else, you should see that is why. Okay? Spiritual power. Are they like, hi, everyone take a seat and pray now, and I'm going to tell you some patriotic propaganda garbage. I'm going to babble on in the Babylon mystery, put the mist over your eyes in those smoking mirrors and act like a bitch? Or are they speaking with heart? What you already know. Determinant, right? Can you deter? Can you get rid of the chemistry and transcend? Or are you a psyche little bitch? I'm going to go fuck a guy who's acting like Cupid, like a little bitch. You know? Deter-min-an-t, right? Seth-an, Anu, Ananki, and Anunnaki. Okay. Anu, no key. Family, foe, magic, L-E. So foe, M-L-E. Do you put your family first? And if your family is in on the trajectory hopelessly, and in the rape cult repetition of breeding and reproduction of Set, are you not putting the flesh and the essence of the idea of Set, who represents Apep and the principles of evil, over God, the marshaling force of the Son, which is God and his Spirit? So when they say our values in America, a flag with no sun, with red, which is the principles of evil, the Star-Spangled Banner, which also represents the Spangled Banner, Hathor. Okay, there's no sun on the flag. They didn't separate their Greco-Roman pagan cults from their education system. Who do you think comes up with the curriculum, if not these college professors? And these fraternities and the fraternal orders, these Greek societies. But they separated the true morality that the Bible is referring to, and 1 in 5 women get raped, and fraternities are 3 times more likely to rape women, and there's some places where 50% of women there are sexually assaulted. 48% inappropriately touched, and about 40% either forcibly raped, or there's an attempt rape on them. So it is Set, right? Violating Isis, like Jeb violated Nut or Tefnut. Versus Horus trying to restore the divine order so the rapes stop. So the Spirit of God comes in. Because with that rape energy that God despises, the Spirit cannot come in. God he separates the light from the darkness. He doesn't combine them. That's the devil's lie. That's his Luciferian checkered floor. That's his yin-yang bitch. Natural brain functions true morality, no ill-gotten gains, no Greco-Roman intermediate.